You're already overloaded and someone has the audacity to ask you to do more? What? Whether your first reaction is to kick them in the shins or just say yes and then complain about it later, today we're talking about how to say no without feeling like a jerk. So let's roll. We sometimes forget that we only have 24 hours in a day and we think we can take on so many more things. But when we say yes to anything and everything that comes across our plate, we're actually doing a huge disservice to the people who matter most to us, or the people who we've made certain commitments to. No one else can decide for you what you have time for. A lot of times people will ask us if we have time to take on a certain project, and that is our opportunity. Today we're talking about 4 reasons why people tend to say yes when they really mean no. I'm also going to give you some magic words that you can use so that you can say no without feeling like a jerk. First, they're the guilty. You just can't handle the thought of possibly saying no to someone or to a project because they feel like it's their responsibility and they'll just feel too guilty to say no. The second reason why people have a hard time saying no is because they're ego-driven. We think we're the only ones who can handle it and no one can do it better than we can. Then we have the people pleasers. They just want to be friends with everyone and it will break their hearts if someone feels like they might be disappointed. And finally, we have the boundaryless. They just are not aware of what their current priorities are and how much time they actually have. So they say yes because they don't really know what else to say. So in order to make sure you're saying yes to the right things and no to the right things, the first means we have to have our priorities in order. We need to know what's most important to us. We also need to know how much time we have available. We all have 24 hours in a day and at least 6 to 8 of those should be sleeping. So to find out how much time you actually have available, time block your day. Start with the time you wake up in the morning till the time you go to bed and schedule out the things that you do during a day. Start by scheduling in the things that give you more energy, that build you up and make you feel like a better person. And once you've time blocked your day with your most important priorities, then you'll know what you have time for in the rest of your schedule. Look, our time is our most important resource. When it's gone, it's gone. We can't make it up and we cannot generate more time. So understanding how we're using our time and what we have available is really, really important. So before I give you the magic words that'll help you to say no without feeling like a jerk, I want to give you one more bonus tip. And that is, from this day forward, you'll never again take on a project or something that just drains you. You know those things that you just feel this huge sense of dread every time you think about how you have to go and accomplish this thing, you have to go and work on it. No more of those projects. Instead, we're going to dive into finding more of what your strengths are, more of who you were created to be, and only add in projects that allow you to use your strengths and your gifts. All right, now it's time for the magic words. Are you ready for them? Get ready to write these down. I learned these from the one and only Miss Shalene Johnson. Thank you so much for thinking of me for that project. I really appreciate it. Let me check my schedule and I'll get back to you. That's brilliant. It's so simple, but it's brilliant because it allows you to just take a minute and go back and figure out what you actually have time for and can I really say yes to this or not? Now, obviously, you need to decide if that's something you want to take on, and then you'll have to get back to them with your answer. But when you take a minute, then you're able to come up with a really logical conclusion as to whether or not you should take on that project, and you can give them an answer that you're really clear about. It allows you to respond logically instead of making an emotional decision, or instead of just saying yes because you're not sure what else to say. When you consistently stick with your priorities and look at your schedule before saying yes, you're going to find that you are saying no to a lot more things and you're going to feel really great about it. All right, now it's your turn. I'd love to hear how you say no gracefully so that you don't feel like a jerk. So comment below and tell us your best tips for deciding what you're going to put on your plate and how you're going to say no to those things that just don't fit. My job is to help you live your most amazing life, and I can only do that when you take care of you. Go to free5day.com and I'll give you video coaching every day, recipes, meal plan, grocery list, everything you need to clean up your diet, have more energy and clarity in just 5 days.